Naveen, I gave you hosting. Can you share your screen? Okay, show me output. Hmm. Hmm. What happened? What is the problem here? So it will come down, right? So that's why. So you are not using the flex box, right? So you have to use the flex box. Then it will come to the same. Same. You have to use the flex box. So you can define two field sets in one row. So then you can use the flex box, display flex. Then it will display in one row, both the
O-
boxes.
Okay, sir. This space
Sorry, space.
ఈ ఆధార్ నుంచి ఈ end దాకా కొంచెం స్పేస్
No worries. So basically, so no need to give the end up to end. Okay. So this is fine. So just you can, if you can use the instead of float right, and so that is the what that this is the problem using the float left and right. So
ఎస్ సార్
if you can use the display flex, then we can overcome all those issues.
ఓకే
Okay.
ఓకే ఓకే
Okay, then fine. So host permissions, give back to me. So Radhika, మీకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయమ్మా? Okay. So today we can discuss about the Bootstrap. Okay. Now the Bootstrap present version is 5. So then, so why we are using Bootstrap? What are the advantages if you are using the Bootstrap? So then how we can avoid the CSS, all those things. Okay. So if you can understand the full Bootstrap, so then you no need to write the, so maximum 90% you can avoid the CSS. Okay. So then we can go to this Bootstrap. So Bootstrap is a free open source toolkit or library for creating the websites and web application. Okay, so it is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JS framework for developing the responsive mobile first project. Okay, so previously, so before Bootstrap, there is no responsive frameworks. Before Bootstrap, so there is no responsive, that means device compatibility. There is no device compatibility framework. After releasing the Bootstrap, so no, so many of them are providing the frameworks. So and also we can write our own CSS using media queries. Okay, so then now we can come to the Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a free and open source toolkit. We can freely downloadable from internet. Okay, so we're using this Bootstrap, so we can develop the websites and web application with responsive, that means device compatibility application using Bootstrap. So we can develop the device compatibility websites or web application. It is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework. Okay, Bootstrap is a combination of Bootstrap is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework. Okay, for developing the responsive and mobile responsive websites or web application. Okay, so Bootstrap introduced by the Twitter. Twitter guys, they are introduced the Bootstrap. Okay, so as the web evolves, more and more towards the responsive design. Okay, it can be a real challenges for web developers to keep up. So if you can write our own css if we can write our own css without bootstrap framework, so it will take some time. So using bootstrap we can reduce all those time we can reduce all those time. Okay, so bootstrap can make the things whole lot easier. Bootstrap enables you to create a responsive website without you needing to do the responsive bit. Okay, Bootstrap take care of that. So you no need to write any responsive CSS. Okay, so Bootstrap can doing all those things. If you can use the Bootstrap classes, without using Bootstrap classes, definitely you have to write your own queries, your own media queries. If you can use the Bootstrap framework, so then you using Bootstrap classes, we can easily build our websites or web applications. Okay, why it is mobile first? So previously no one is developed this type of framework. Okay, so this means the primarily designed for mobile devices, then scale up for scale up from there. So as opposed to being the design for desktop, so then trying to scale it down to the mobile devices. So initially it is developed for desktops. So then after that, so slowly it is it is compatible with mobiles also. So who can using this Bootstrap? So why this much popular? Bootstrap is very much popular because of so big organization, large scale organization they are using. So that's why it is more popular. Okay, so organizations that use Bootstrap includes the NASA, University of Washington, FIFA, and Newsweek. So all these websites they are started using initially. So that's why Bootstrap is a very popular framework. Bootstrap framework. Okay, so advantages of Bootstrap. So what are the advantages we are having? So Bootstrap is that they can help speed up the development times. Okay, so when we decrease the development time, so automatically everything is advantage only. Okay, so Bootstrap is that they can help speed up our development time. Given Bootstrap is the most popular front-end development framework on the web. Okay, this skill set could be useful to learn. Bootstrap comes with its own set of styles and that they are easy to override. Okay, so if you can understand this styling, so you can easily build the responsive website. So Bootstrap uses only for responsive websites, and also they are providing the small small widgets like accordions, collapsible things, and mobile menu. Okay, and some backgrounds. Okay, pop-ups, modal pop-ups. Okay, so all these small widgets also they are providing. Just know they can whatever the widgets they are providing, just we can copy and paste it into our application when it requires. So then just we have to change the content only. Okay, so many things are there in so Bootstrap framework. So the next one, so how we can start this one? How we can start this one? Bootstrap uses its own CSS and JavaScript file, so which we need to include in our either HTML file or application file. Okay, first we have to include the CSS and CSS file. So then after that, if you can interact with any scripting related like slider or accordion related or hide and show elements or modal pop-ups, at that time we have to use the at that time we have to use the JavaScript CDN. JavaScript CDN. So basically, so Bootstrap So official website is there. So, so this is their official website. So present version is 5.2. Latest version we can use. So in this, so we already discussed about the icon, Bootstrap icons. We already discussed. So we have to place the CDN. Then after that, so we can use all those icons. All right. So the next one, so how we can use the Bootstrap. So first we have to use this CDN. So this is the CDN for Bootstrap framework. See this. So this is the CDN. So why we are using CDN? So what is meant by the CDN? It is meant by CDN. CDN means content delivery network. So whatever the popular frameworks are there, whatever popular frameworks are there, so those type of frameworks, so they can release as a library, and so some organization provides these library files. Okay, so we can directly use those CDNs. Okay, so CDNs means content delivery network. So then, so using this CDN, so we can increase our application performance. So how we can increase our application performance? So all these CDNs are having the so popular servers only. Okay, so when we build our application, so just we can use this CDN only. Just we can use this CDN only. Okay, using this CDN, so this is loading from other server, third party server, wherever we are using this CDN. Now we are using the jsdeliver.net. So from this one only we are using this CDN. We are using this CDN. Okay, so this one, so the loading issue and how much time so we can load this one. So all those things the third party server can look into it. Okay, so if we can use this CDN, so we can decrease the server burden also. Okay, so in whenever we are developing the large scale applications or medium scale applications, so we cannot use only single file. We are using the lot of library files, lot of CSS files are there, lot of JS files are there. So if we can place all these files into our server, so our server burden may be increased. Okay, so that's why, so whenever you want to increase your application performance, so everyone saying, so use CDN concept, then we can increase our application performance. Okay, that means, so use CDN means, so we have to place all JavaScript, all JS files and CSS files and images files in another server. So then we can load all these files from another server to, so this one using the CDN link, using CDN link. So then in our application only, so in our server, so we can look only our database or operations related button only. So all these files can look into the other server. So that's why, so we can increase the application performance. Okay, so that's why, so we are using the CDN. So if you won't use the CDN, so then if you want to directly download, so if you want all the files place into your server only, then you can download this one. So save it into your CSS folder, bootstrap min.js. So then you can place it into your file. So we are loading the JS framework 64.html. So as usual, normal HTML file we are creating. So then HTML, so then head, so then title, bootstrap, CDN, include. So the next one, body. So then just how we can include this CSS. So if you want to include direct CDN, just copy that CDN link from the server. So directly you can use this one. You can use this one. Okay. So this is the link. So you don't need to integrate. You don't need to place this integrated. You can remove it. Not a problem. Cross origin also. So if you want to include, then you can include. So this one also it will affect on the application performance. Okay. So the next one is so if you want to include the normal from your server, so just like link href equal to colon slash css slash so bootstrap min.css, then rel equal to so then style sheet. So this way we can include it. Okay. So this way we can include. So if you won't use this one, if you won't use this one, so then you can use it. You can use this way. So you can download bootstrap min.css, then you can place it into css folder and you can use like this. Okay. So better use cdn only. Better use cdn only. Okay. So now we are using the cdn. So this way we can include the bootstrap css file. Okay. So then so whenever you required, that means whenever you are working with the slider and other widgets, javascript related widget, so just you can copy javascript cdn, so then paste it into the footer. Before ending the body tag, you have to place all the js files. Okay. So please remember, so when you are developing any web application, if you want to improve your application performance, if you want to improve your application performance, so first we have to load the css files in the head. So then javascript related things, so you can include before end of body tag. Okay. Before end of body tag, so if you can include this one, if you can include this one, so here, so for each and every file, so HTML can execute the so line by line. Okay, from first to last. So first line it is looking, so then second line it is looking, then third line it is looking. So when it comes to the all the CSS files are there, then after that all the JS files are there. So to execute, to load all those things, it will take some milliseconds or seconds. Okay. So then, so our application will load bit slow. So that's why we are taking out this JavaScript related thing and place it into the footer, because of whenever we are loading our website, so any website or application, first we can load the HTML skeleton only. HTML skeleton with CSS. HTML skeleton with CSS. So that's why we are loading the javascript footer. So we cannot do any actions before without loading the our application. After loading only, so we are typing some we are entering some data into the forms, then after that submit. So without loading we cannot do anything. All right. So that's why, so javascript we can load into the footer. So then why we have to load the css in the top? Okay, so when HTML loading, when we are loading with HTML skeleton, so we have to come with the design only. Okay, so first we cannot load the skeleton, then after that we cannot apply the design to that skeleton. Okay, so first we have to load our HTML skeleton with the design only. Okay, so then only it looks good. Otherwise, so it is showing some skeleton, HTML skeleton, so then after that, after 1 or 2 seconds, then design can apply. Okay, so at that time, so whenever our application looks our client, so this is bit embarrassed. Okay, so that is why we are loading the our application with design only. So that's why we are placing the links, we are placing the css in the header part. Okay. So that is the reason. This way also we can improve our application. So whenever we are including these scripts in the top, so that will take some time. Okay. So compulsory you have to include the scripts in the footer only before closing the body tag. Okay. So the next one, so this way, so we can include the bootstrap. Okay. So that is what here we are saying the second line. Okay, so here is the so CSS and JS files. Okay, so then next, so we can include the so this one also. So as we said, when we write the media queries, so we have to include add viewport meta tag to ensure proper rendering and touch zooming on mobile devices. And the viewport meta tag we have to include in our head tag. We have to include in our head tag here. After title tag we have to include this one. Okay, clear? So this way we can include the bootstrap so in our HTML files. Okay, so the next one is the first one. So first one in bootstrap, so very first start we have to create a containers. We have to create a containers. Bootstrap requires containing element to wrap a element and contain. It's a grid system. It's a grid system. Bootstrap container classes were created specifically for this purpose. Bootstrap 5 includes the different container types. Okay. So if we want to create a, for suppose if you can see any website, see this one in this website. So this slider is applying the full width. This slider is applying the full width of the screen. But when it comes to the content, so this is the container width. Okay, in the bootstrap or any other frameworks we are having the two type of containers. One is the container width and second one is the full width. One is the container width and second one is the full width. Okay, so whenever we want the container width, so just we have to take the div class equal to container, so then this way nothing. Okay, so then I have written some small css here. So for custom backgrounds to showcase our bootstrap element, so I'm writing some small css here. So nothing is there, so creating each and every element background color yellow and text align center and padding top and padding bottom, so and margin bottom 10 pixel. Okay, so this is for to display our bootstrap elements, so to differentiate the bootstrap element. Okay, so then so we can write the universal css, so padding top 1 em, so we can remove this one also. Okay, so not required. So then these things we are written. Okay, so then now you can see I applied the, where is this one, here is the container, right? We write the container, so then you can see now, so it's a container element. Okay, now you can see. So html, what is our file name, 64. See, so this way we can apply the container. For each and every container we are having this some width. So see now this container width is, so this is our css. So if we can remove this one, So our this container will load like this Bootstrap container. So that's why I'm creating the I'm giving the some padding and text align center and giving the background. So that's it. There is no new thing in this. Okay. So then in the container width, see this is the container width for Bootstrap 5. Max width 1320. 1320 pixel is the container width. Bootstrap is providing. Okay, so we didn't write any CSS. So we don't need to write any CSS while using the Bootstrap. So we just, if we require, so we just use only 10% CSS. So we can write for application development. Okay, so this is the container element. So whenever you require, so then you can use it, this content. So whenever you want the full width, whenever you want the full width, so then we can use the container fluid class is there. So I'm writing the first one is the container fluid. So then div, just use these classes only. So if you can remember, you can easily write this CSS. Okay, container hyphen fluid. Okay, so full width container. Now you can see it is applying the full width container. Okay, to giving the space, to give the space, I am giving the margin bottom 10 pixel. If you want to give the both the things are so attaching one each another. So that's why I am giving the custom CSS margin bottom 10 pixel. Okay, clear? So that is what container fluid and container. So container fluid is the 100% width and container is the 1320. See it here, container fluid width is 100%. Okay, width is 100%. So for each and every CSS, Bootstrap can provide. Okay, just you have to give the that background colors and font sizes and font colors, so you can change it. So only that CSS we can write. Otherwise, so Bootstrap can look everything. Okay, so this is the Bootstrap full width container and container. So here is the class name. So for full width container fluid and container width, we have to use the container. Okay, so these two type of containers we are having. Okay, so second one is the fluid. A fluid container spans the full width of the viewport. It will expand. It will expand the contract contract fluidly as you resize the browser. Okay, so it is automatically expands. Okay, so the next one is the both are same. Next one is the bootstrap grids. Bootstrap grids. Okay, so grid system enables you to create a advanced layout using rows and columns. Okay, enables bootstrap grid system enables you to create a advanced layout using rows and columns. Okay, so the bootstrap grid system can have up to 12 columns, and you can specify how these columns scale for different viewport sizes. Clear? So for each row, Bootstrap can give the 12 columns, maximum 12 columns. So then, so our wish, so if we want to place the two columns in one row, yes, we can place it. If we want to place three columns in one row, yes, we can place it. If you want to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we can place it. Okay, so this is the Bootstrap provides the 12 columns in one row. So then after that, maximum is the 12 columns in one row. So then after that, if you want to display how many before below 12, so then we can display how many we want. So based on requirement, we can display those columns in one row. Okay. So then after that, different type of grid sizes we are having. Different type of grid sizes. These are the grid names. So XS is the extra small. XS is the extra small. Okay, so this one, so which width? So we can show it as a next screen. So SM is the small, MD is the medium, LG is the large, XL is the extra large, double XL is the extra large. So these are the grid sizes we are having in Bootstrap 5. These are the grid sizes we are having. So how we can use? So we can look into it later. Okay. So these are the grid sizes and grid names. Okay. So these are the grid names we are having. So the next one, so this grid, so which width screens? Okay, what type of screens we can use this XS? What type of screen we can use the SM? So this one, this is the screen. For grid sizes, so for extra small, so when we can use, so below 576 pixel, then we can use the extra small. If you want to write, if you want to write, or if you want to display the columns, so then if below 576 pixel, so then we can use the XS means extra small. Okay, so then for small devices, that means, so SM, so greater than 576, that means above 576 we can use the SM. Above 576, that means above 576 means max where media query, they are writing the query like this. Okay, they are writing the query at a media. Okay, so then max hyphen width, so 576 pixel, 576 pixel. So this is what